Princeton University Press Audio presents Capital, Critique of Political Economy, Volume 1, by Karl Marx, translated by Paul Reitter, edited by Paul North and Paul Reitter, with a foreword by Wendy Brown, and an afterword by William Clare Roberts. Read by Simon Vance. This book was originally published in 1867. As a university press intent on preserving material for historical context and academic discourse, this translation has retained language original to the book, which is now deemed offensive. Foreword by Wendy Brown. Only a few centuries old, capitalism's unprecedented mode of producing for human needs and generating wealth shapes present and future conditions of earthly existence more pervasively and profoundly than anything else humans have made. It affects the entirety of the planet's surface and crafts both possibilities and challenges for all life upon it. It arrays 8 billion Homo sapiens across a wildly uneven spectrum of opulence, comfort, poverty, and desperation. It contours all social relations and subjectivities, from practices of work and leisure to arrangements of kinship, intimacy, and loneliness. In addition to class, it constructs and mobilizes race and gender in continuously changing, yet persistently exploitable ways. It powers technological revolutions and scatters the discarded remains of past ones everywhere on Earth and in orbits circling it. It birthed the Anthropocene, the epoch in which human and natural histories are now permanently and dynamically entwined, and within it, the Great Acceleration, the short half-century in which fossil fuel use intensified so radically as to inaugurate what scientists term the sixth mass extinction. And it incited the development of finance, artificial intelligence, and other practices animated by digital technologies that bode ever more intense and paradoxical ways to both dominate and serve the species that invented them. Mainstream social science identifies capitalism as an economic system based in markets organized by free competition and spurred by the profit motive. But where is the power to make and destroy worlds in this formulation, to draw everything into its orbit, to permeate and transform every physical and psychic cell of earthly life? For Marx, the thinness and superficiality of the mainstream account not only shrouds capital's power and plunder, but ignores its conditions of existence, the social relations and social subjects constituting and constituted by it, the protean orders it creates, transforms, destroys, abandons. Indeed, what Marx's work forever challenged was not only capitalism's exploitative nature and commodifying effects, for which he is readily known, but the reduction of economics to markets, and thus to a domain of knowledge and practice imagined to be independent of social relations, histories, laws, family forms, politics, policing, religion, language, representation, and psyche. In its place, Marx developed an understanding of political economy as the distinctive mode through which we build entire worlds through our singular cooperative powers, transforming nature, elaborating divisions of labor and organizations of ownership, producing wealth, creating ways of life, institutions, social forms, subjects, and subjectivities. The discipline of economics, then and now, slices markets out of these worlds and studies them as if they were an independent field of conduct and knowledge. For Marx, understanding capitalism means grasping all of its conditions, requirements, drives, mechanisms, dynamics, contradictions, crises, iterations, and above all, its world-making and world-destroying capacities, its life and death drives. It means tracking how capital brings into being not only particular kinds of markets, technologies and industries, but classes, families and political structures, race and gender orders, relations with nature, new formations of space and time, and legal codes and conflicts. Even at its birth, capital exhibited this power as it wrenched labour from the land to fill factories and cities that it would later empty in an era of dispersed
Sample complete. Ready to continue?